African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoy, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 17th of November, 2023. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue the special military operation. In the period from 11 to November 17, 2023, the armed forces of the Russian Federation inflicted 24 group strikes with high-precision weapons and unmanned aerial vehicles on Lyman Operational Tactical Group and Khortytsa Operational Strategic Group of Forces forward command posts and accommodation points for Ukrainian officers, as well as temporary deployment areas of Azov and Right Sector Nationalists formations militants. In addition, artillery arsenals, depots of weapons, military equipment, fuels and lubricants, airfield infrastructure, as well as a training center for snipers and engineers of the Armed Forces of Ukraine were successfully hit. In Kupiansk direction, units of the Zapad group of forces repelled 26 enemy attacks and improved the situation along the front line. Airstrikes and artillery fire defeated manpower and hardware of Armed Forces of Ukraine 30th, 54th, 57th, and 67th Mechanized Brigades near Simkavka, Timkavka, Zagoruikavka, Kharkov region. The enemy losses totaled over 575 Ukrainian troops killed and wounded, 2 tanks, 10 armored fighting vehicles, 11 motor vehicles, and 13 field artillery guns. In Krasny Lyman direction, the center group of forces supported by aviation, artillery, and heavy flamethrower systems repelled 23 attacks launched by assault groups of Armed Forces of Ukraine 24th and 47th Mechanized Brigades, 12th Special Forces Brigade, as well as the 15th Regiment of the National Guard of Ukraine. The enemy losses were more than 1,100 servicemen, 8 armored fighting vehicles, 14 motor vehicles, and 5 field artillery guns. In Donetsk direction, the Ut group of forces repelled 33 enemy attacks and inflicted fire damage on Armed Forces of Ukraine manpower and hardware near Maryanka, Kurdiamovka, Razdalovka, Andriivka, and Kleshchievka, Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy losses were more than 1,810 servicemen killed and wounded, 2 tanks, 24 motor vehicles, and 22 field artillery guns. In South Donetsk direction, units of the Vostok group of forces captured more favorable positions and repelled 2 attacks of Armed Forces of Ukraine's 79th Air Assault, 128 Territorial Defense Brigades assault groups near Novomykolovka and Nikolskoye, Donetsk People's Republic. Airstrikes and artillery fire defeated Armed Forces of Ukraine's 72nd Mechanized, 58th Mechanized Infantry, 102nd and 127th Territorial Defense Brigades close to Ugledar, Staromayorskoye, and Urozhainoye, Donetsk People's Republic. Over the week, the enemy has lost more than 745 militants, 12 armored fighting vehicles, 15 motor vehicles, 20 field artillery guns, as well as 1 Grad MLRS. In Zaporizhzhia direction, units of the Russian group of forces repelled 3 attacks of the Armed Forces of Ukraine units near Rabotino, Zaporizhzhia region. Moreover, the Russian armed forces inflicted fire damage on manpower and hardware of Armed Forces of Ukraine 33rd, 117th, and 118 Mechanized Brigades near Uspanovka and Malayatokmachka, Zaporizhzhia region. The enemy losses were more than 425 servicemen, 2 tanks, 9 armored fighting vehicles, 14 motor vehicles, and 7 field artillery guns. In Kherson direction, the enemy lost more than 460 troops killed and wounded, 2 tanks, and 17 motor vehicles during unsuccessful attempts to land on the island and on the right bank of the Dnieper. In the course of the counter-battery warfare, 16 field artillery guns and 1 Grad MLRS were hit. Operational tactical and missile troops of the Russian groups of forces destroyed 1 radar of Ukrainian S-300 air defense system and 3 counter-battery radar stations, including 1 German-made Cobra and 2 US-made and /TPQ-50. Russian air defense facilities shot down 3 MiG-29 fighter jets of the Ukrainian Air Force during air and air defense battles. Air defense units shot down 22 MRS MLRS projectiles, 2 JDAM aerial guided bombs, and 198 Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, 536 airplanes and 254 helicopters, 8,989 unmanned aerial vehicles, 441 air defense missile systems, 13,446 tanks and other armored fighting vehicles, 1,185 combat vehicles equipped with MLRS, 7,123 field artillery guns and mortars, as well as 15,342 units of special military equipment have been destroyed during the special military operation. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.